Well, it's another MG day today. Sorry, all you folk in the Toronto Triumph Club, but this is my last day here. I fly out tomorrow morning, and if you look over here and Shark Bay towards Preekstoel and Kraalbaai, you'll see that it's low tide. You see the sandbank sticking out of the water. Just standing here in the water, you have fishermen pumping for prawns for their fishing. And just across the way there, you'll see in the little channel all the boats moored up there fishing at the best time of the day, which is as the tides are changing and the water is at its shallowest. But really, the star of the show today is this beautiful 1957 MGA Coupe. It's my dad's 57 MGA, and it is just a beautiful, beautiful thing. MGAs, I find them not terribly exciting, but the coupe, there's just something about that look with the coupe on. Oh, it just looks beautiful, doesn't it? As I say, I'm not a huge MGA fan, but the MGC, which I drove, that six-cylinder really transforms the car. And for the MGA, well, that little hard top integrated into the body to make it a coupe, it's part of, it's just not a removable top, it's actually a coupe. Just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And just spending a little bit of time today taking it for a spin, and just wanted to show you around to see some of the other lovely classic cars here in Langebaan. So yeah, Dad has whittled his collection down to two cars, the MGC that you saw in earlier in this video, and this lovely little MGA Coupe. I think visually the MGA Coupe has to be the one for me. It is a really, really pretty car, very antiquated to drive. It has power brakes, not standard, that's an upgrade. So stopping reasonably good for a car of its age, but for 57, it's all very rattly and antiquated. No seat belts, of course, so you feel a little bit vulnerable. But it's a good, rorty little engine. It's fun to drive. Everybody looks at you because it's such a beautiful little thing, and being in red, it really stands out. Yeah, lovely. There's a small stubby little gear lever inside. I'll show you inside, which makes it quite a fun thing to drive. So the only drawbacks for me really is no synchromesh on first gear, no seat belts. I'll probably put some lap belts or something in there. Otherwise, it's a lovely thing. Relatively light steering for a car of its age, but yeah, it's a cool thing. What do you think? I think it is a beautiful, beautiful little car. And you'll notice, like all cars in the Grace Senior household, they all have to have spotlights. These are period correct. The others on the MGC are not, but still look kind of cool. Gives it a good look, I think. There you can see up top, being a South African car, it's not fitted with a heater, which would normally go in this little space here. Instead, it's got a power brake booster to give it a bit more stopping power. Cute little A-series engine, 1.8 litre. Yeah, good, tractable, fun, not a lot on top end. Just row through the gears, get it into top, and off you go. Well, thanks for watching that little taste of Cape Town and the West Coast. Remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified of new content coming up. And yeah, I'd be interested in your comments below. Let me know what you think. And from here in Langebaan on the west coast of South Africa, more content coming up in the future. Thanks for joining. Bye. Oh, welcome back to another adventure in Africa. And with me is Automotive Grace Senior. Well, Dad, that was a right pain in the rear, wasn't it? Getting all. We are going through the African bureaucracy here, trying to get the right clearance documentation for my 1958 Pontiac Strato Chief. And those who are watching carefully will notice that we are in said 1958 Pontiac Strato Chief. We've just completed the police security clearance for export purposes, and it's been a bit of a journey being pushed around the place. We're in a town called Paarl. Paarl is north of Cape Town and a long way from Langebaan. We were up at 5 o'clock this morning to get to Cape Town Harbour, pick up the car through to Stickland police clearance, who told us they couldn't help us. We went through to Paarl, and finally we found someone who knew what they were doing, and they've sorted it all out for us. So now we're hitting the road back to Cape Town, to the harbour, and then hopefully it'll just be a question of packing the car into a crate, in a shipping container, and getting it scheduled on a ship back to the UK. But thought I'd take you along for the ride, and Dad, come along for the ride for the last time in the Pontiac, and the next time you'll see it is when you come visit us in August, and then we can go to the Goodwood Revival in the Pontiac. I think that'll be kind of cool. But in the meantime, just enjoy the ride through Paarl. Yeah, well, this is the N1, which is the main highway. I believe it's the Cape to Cairo road. So we're heading south back to Cape Town, but if we're headed north, technically we'd be able to drive all the way to Cairo. Cape Flats ahead of us. Yeah, sits really comfortably at 60 miles an hour. Nice and comfortable cruising. Seats are nice and soft and squishy.
4 people in here.
Yeah. Of course, being 1958, there are no seat belts, so it takes a bit of getting used to. Yeah, lovely view of Table Mountain. No tablecloth today. Probably too much wind. Still getting lots of smiles and thumbs up. People hooting. And just up front of the hill there, that large building, is Groote Hospital, where the world's first heart transplant was successfully completed by Professor Chris Barnard. Early Friday traffic. road is a parking lot every morning, which is why we got up at 5 this morning to try and miss out on the traffic. More thumbs up from fans, car enthusiasts. It's a great colour as well. It stands out. Also in South Africa, it's just a sea of white cars. Everyone likes white cars. So 80% must be white. Approaching Cape Town city centre. So on the left is Table Mountain and Cape Town city centre, CBD, and on the right is Cape Town Harbour. It's inevitable when you're in a big city.
Mary too.
So that big passenger ship there on the right, right next door is a warehouse, and that's where we're taking the Pontiac. Well, thanks everybody. I hope you've enjoyed tagging along, giving you a little bit of an insight into Langebaan, a little slice of paradise here in the Western Cape on the west coast, and also the Cape Peninsula. And then in this episode, just having a look at classic car life in Langebaan, giving you a little bit of a flavour as to what goes on here. There are some stunning classic cars all tucked away here in Langebaan. There are people that restore and work on cars here, and it's a really fantastic, friendly community, very welcoming to everybody, especially classic car fans. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that. You've also had to tag along with us while we try and sort out the South African bureaucracy that's required to export a vehicle. And he came along with us yesterday with the 1958 Pontiac Strato Chief. And although it was a right pain in the rear having to run around getting all the documentation for the car, it was an absolute joy driving around Cape Town in the 58 Pontiac. For those of you that didn't notice, it is a factory right-hand drive 1958 Pontiac Strato Chief. And hopefully in the next month or two, it'll be winging its way to the UK. If you want to have a look at the car, we'll be at the Goodwood Revival on the Saturday and Sunday, so be sure to go and have a look at the pre-66 car park. Dad will be there too, so it'll be nice for us to have an adventure together with the Pontiac in the UK. But yeah, it's been a pleasure having you along. Yeah, what a beautiful place this is. Heading back to the UK soon, and we'll start making some more content, show you what my project is, get stuck into the project, and let's hope the weather improves in the UK and I can start driving and enjoying my cars. So thanks again, appreciate you joining me. I realize there are plenty other terrible YouTube channels you could be watching, but you've chosen this terrible YouTube channel, and I for one appreciate that. So thanks everyone, speak to you soon, take care.